All right. Hey, girls. Welcome to call number 2, prospecting and booking away from your shows. I'm so glad that you are taking a few minutes tonight to focus on this and to keep working towards your business and your goals. So I want to spend the first few minutes talking about our recognition and accountability for the last week. And I want to recognize a few people for making their phone calls. I want to see what you guys did and what happened over the last 7 days. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute Lori. And Lori, this is time to brag. So tell us what you did and some good things that happened.
Well, I called about 12 people. I texted 8. And out of all of those, I talked to 9.
That's good.
I booked 4 parties, or 4 catalog parties, and I got 3 maybes.
Okay. So what was your ratio? Did you figure it out?
I didn't get to yet.
Okay. So you called 9. What was it? 9 plus what? You texted and called.
I called 12 and I texted 8.
So 20 people total. So you reached out to 20 people total, and you talked to 9 of them, right?
Yes.
And out of those 9, 4 people booked.
4 people booked, and I got 3 maybes to keep following up with.
Okay, great. So your ratio it's 4 out of 9 people. Yeah, so it's 4 out of 9 is your ratio for the week.
Is that good?
Lori, a really, really good ratio. Yeah, really, because that's almost 50%. It's almost 50% of the people who you actually spoke to ended up booking something with you. So way to go, honey. That was really good. Congratulations.
I just wish I could have gotten a hold of more people.
Well, that's what next week's for. The ones you didn't get a hold of, you can try again. All right, Miss Lisa, your turn to brag.
I contacted 14 people.
Okay.
Mostly text. I didn't figure out everything all together, so okay. I'm kind of trying to figure it out now, but it was about 14 people. It was a mixture of calling and texting.
Okay.
And I got a meeting with someone to book in May. I'm meeting up in May to book in June.
Okay. So out of those 14 people, how many people did you reach? Did you actually hear back from or talk to or text back?
Oh, okay. I heard back from 11 people.
Wow, texting works for you. Okay, that's great. All right, so you heard back from 11 people, and out of those 11 people, how many booked parties agreed to meet with you regarding training or whatever it may be?
There are 4 or 5. I'm trying to count. 4.
4? Okay. So your ratio is for every 11 people you contacted, 4 people to party. That's a good ratio. Good job. All right, Miss Cindy.
Hello.
Ew. What's your week like?
I tried doing 15 a day, but with my son, just some family drama and his ears and stuff. But I was able still mainly a couple calls, but mainly texting and Facebooking messages. I reached out to 53 people.
Okay.
And I got in contact backwards or whatever, 31 people.
Okay.
And of those 31, 12 either booked or bought something because I threw together a catalog party.
Okay.
So I had 4 that actually bought, but then I had, I can't even think, 8, I guess, that I booked either home or catalog within the next, like, 3 months.
Yeah. Okay.
But I have 16 follow-ups, like, hey, yeah, maybe, oh, good idea. And I have most of those follow-ups next week. Some are just kind of in the air. So, but there are people that said maybe, and I'm going to keep maybe in them until they give me a no. So.
Exactly.
And I have a recruit signing up tomorrow morning, only because she doesn't get up till 11. I was like, what? So there, that's it.
Yay, how fun. So your ratio was, out of the 31 people, you contacted 12. So 12 out of 31 people booked with you.
No, I contacted 31 out of 53, and 12 out of 31 did something.
Yes. Yep. That's awesome. Awesome. Way to go, girls. And just imagine if you do this every week for the next 6 weeks while we're in this. Can you imagine what your business is going to be looking like after 6 weeks of this? Because you're not going to give up and you're not going to stop. You're going to keep finding some fresh faces and fresh leads to call or to text. So way to go. Congratulations. That is awesome. Awesome. All right. So I didn't get a chance to talk to any of you guys after any of your shows this week. And that's why it's so important for me to know when your shows are, because we're supposed to be doing our after your show coaching call. But I can say that I talked to Kimberly. We both had a very busy weekend. We both had 3 parties. She had 4 over the weekend, and I had 3 over the weekend. So we talked every day after each one of them. And it's very, very helpful to dialogue after the party. And it was a quick 5-minute phone call. It was not long, but it was extremely helpful for both of us to go, okay, there were 6 people at the party, 5 people bought, 2 people booked a party, none were interested in the business. But it was a good reminder of what, like I had a party on Sunday. It was a little interesting. I drove about an hour away to go to it, and she was expecting 8 to 10 people and ended up with 2. And the rest of them were her family because she has 9 children. So not only that, but she lived out in the country, and there were flies everywhere in the kitchen. I mean, I'm talking 30 to 40 flies flying around the food prep area the whole time I was there. So to give you an example of me going, oh my gosh, I just want to get out of here. Like, I can't handle these flies. And they weren't bothering them at all. Like, the people who were there were totally okay with flies landing all over the cheese. I mean, I was so disgusted. Anyway, they were totally fine with it. So I did the cooking part, but I was so just, I want to get out of here. So I cut my party in half. I didn't do my recruiting game. Because I was feeling nauseous. I wanted to get out. So not only that, but when I was handing up the catalogs, they were just, oh my gosh, everything's so expensive. I don't know, $62. I mean, I have never heard so much whining and flies. And like, it was just a combination of a party that I would not like to repeat. So mentally in my head, I was going, I just want to get out of here. I got to get out of here. However, because I'm in this group with you girls right now, and I knew I was going to be talking to Kim later that day, I went, oh, I have got to talk to them about the business. I have got to talk to them about book. I have to, or what am I going to tell you girls? So I didn't do the game. I didn't do any of that. At the very end, like as I was packing my bags, they were all talking about different businesses that they were doing in that area. And I said, well, it sounds like you guys don't have a Pampered Chef person at this table. Like, you guys need to have someone out here in Polk County for Pampered Chef. I don't really want to come back. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. And so and it ended up, her daughter is extremely interested in joining my team. So I'm going to be following up with her this week. So if I hadn't had this group to hold me accountable to making sure I talked about all aspects of this business, I wouldn't have that lead to follow up in this week. So even when you don't feel like doing your whole show and doing every aspect of your show, I want you to remember this motto: do your whole show no matter what. no matter what, no matter what's going on, no matter how many people are there, no matter how you're feeling, no matter if the people have seen it before, do your whole show, because you never know who's in that room that day who might need the business or who might want to have a party, and maybe that next booking is going to be $1,000 party. I don't know, but it's worth doing it. So I just wanted to encourage you guys with that. With no matter how your show turns out, to always do your normal show outline no matter what. So one of the things we're going to be focusing on over the next 6 weeks is something called CANI, C-A-N-I. And CANI stands for Constant and Never-Ending Improvement. So write that down, girls, if you can. CANI stands for Constant and Never-Ending Improvement. It's important that we are always learning. I will be assigning an online training class or recorded call for each topic that you'll need to listen to between our calls. On the remaining calls, I'm going to ask each one of you a couple days before our call to share what you learned and which class you took. So I'm actually going to just let you guys go to the new PC University, and I want you to choose the class that you want to take, if it's on bookings or if it's on recruiting or if it's on organization. If you haven't been to PC University lately, it's got a lot of great stuff on there. So I want you to go to PC University and pick one class to take between now and next Thursday. And be prepared. I will reach out to one of you guys this week to ask one of you to share next Thursday night. So that's important to do as well, because with CANI, we always want to be improving. We always want to be growing. So yes, we're part of this group, this accountability group, which is extremely important. But it's also important that we're learning from the experts, and we're learning from the people who have been doing this for a while and have some great trainings on there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our topic today, and the importance of prospecting, which is something we've talked about over the last few weeks at our team meetings and in our last call as well too, is that over the next, actually I guess it's 5 weeks left, over the next 5 weeks that we're doing this call, I want you guys to be so purposeful about what you're doing. You might be so purposeful it's a little over the top, but it's okay, because I want you to push yourself over the next 5 weeks so that when this is over, it's become a habit for you to grab a t-shirt that says Pampered Chef, to grab one of your pins that you have, to grab a purse that has it, to grab something, to always be ready to prospect when you're out and about. Because we are out and about a lot. We all have busy lives, and we all have different things that we're doing. We're not all sitting at home twiddling our thumbs every single day going, what do we do? We are busy people. And so what I want you to do is just be very purposeful about prospecting when you're out and about. I did a conference call today, a 10-minute training segment for some directors who've been in this business for like 25 years. And they've lost their passion for recruiting. They've lost their passion to grow a team. And my upline asked me to speak today on their call, and she said, Chrissy, what is it? How do you keep adding people to your team? And I said, well, I have to be passionate, but I also be purposeful. And so I am looking for those red flags no matter where I go. When I say red flags, I'm looking for someone to say that they're struggling to pay for their daughter's dance classes. I'm looking for someone to say, oh my gosh, I love Pampered Chef. I'm so addicted to Pampered Chef. I'm looking for those red flags, because if I'm aware of the red flags, then I can enter my conversation into, have you ever thought about maybe even just doing this for fun on the side to help pay for your daughter's dance classes? If we can find a reason why Pampered Chef can work in their lives, people are a lot more likely to join our teams. Or book a party. Some people are addicted to our product, and they are, I can't afford Pampered Chef. It's just way too expensive. But you know what? We do have some high-dollar products, but when you host a party, you get most of it for free anyways. So why not host a party? And so looking for those comments and being ready with a comeback will always lead to fresh leads and fresh contacts while you're out and about. And that comes with time too, ladies. I know a couple of you are new, and it comes with time and practice, but the more you do it over the next 6 weeks, the more confident you will be as you're out and about over the next week. How, when, and where to prospect. What do you guys think? I want to open the floor for a second. How, when, and where should you prospect?
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. So if you're getting a car wash, you're getting your gas pumped, if you're at the grocery store, I want you to be thinking outside of the box. Where you can be prospecting your mailman, your FedEx person, your UPS person who delivers to you. People come to your house. More people come to your house than you think, or to your office. Be thinking about where you can prospect this week, and be purposeful with that. What I'm going to challenge you guys this week to do is to do a 10 mini catalog challenge. And so, let me show you. So if you have some of the older catalogs that look like this, you're going to get 10 of these. And if you don't have those, this is the new one with the new products in it. I just folded it. The 4-sheet. I folded it to look like this. Do you guys all have those? At least one of them? Yep, okay, great. So you're going to take 10 of these, okay? And you're going to either stick a little, I don't know if you guys have these, I don't think you do, but if you do have them, you're going to stick one of your little labels on here, or you're going to take one of your thank you for joining us, and you're going to paper clip it to the front. So you're gonna tonight or first thing in the morning, you're gonna make 10 of these, and you're gonna either paper clip or you're going to stick on the thank you for joining us slips, and you're going to put 10 of those in your purse for the week. When out and about, I want you to step out of your comfort zone and strike up a conversation with people around you. So your goal is to say the magic words. I'm with the Pampered Chef. After their response, which is usually, I love the Pampered Chef, say, well, that's great. Pull this out of your purse and say, it's part of my job to give away 10 of these every week. And I'd love to give this one to you. If you take a moment and fill this out, I can give you a call back when we have more time. Now, you might get some people who don't respond back nice, and just let it go. Let them go. Don't even try to get their information. Just move on to the next, because you don't want to waste your time calling and following up with somebody who has no desire to talk to you anyways. But if you get that response, oh, I love the Pampered Chef, that's when you move forward and have them fill out the little slip. As your prospect is filling out the customer information slip, begin a conversation with them. Ask them questions like, when was the last time you were at a show? What's your favorite product? Do you have a Pampered Chef consultant? The results are going to amaze you. 7 out of 10 will give the slip back to you with their information filled out. So you guys ready for this? Ready to do this 10? It's only 10. You have 7 days to do 10 of these. You can totally do this. Hold on, I want to unmute you. Hold on.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Like 11 of those.
Hold on. Say it one more. You're breaking up. Say it one more time. You have no sound. Lisa.
Take the tape off the sound.
Is sound taped up?
Gotta write it.
On the bottom of our screen, there's a little chat button. You can type it in there, Lisa.
She's so funny.
Oh, go up.
She's gonna do 11.
You're going to do 11. Okay, awesome. I feel a challenge going on.
I see your 11 and raise you 1.
Oh, Cindy's going to do 12. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I really want to... I'm going to mute you guys again. Okay, So I'm really encouraged that you guys picked up the phone this week and you made calls. I'm really impressed. Laura, you got 4 bookings. And Lisa, you got 4 bookings. And Cindy, wow, 12 bookings over the next few months. Like, that's unbelievable numbers, girls. I'm really proud of you for doing that. Because it really, were you guys nervous? Did you guys have that, like, I get nervous when I go to make phone calls. My gut always feels uncomfortable because I'm always making up excuses. Oh, they don't want to talk to me. Oh, they're busy. Oh, whatever it may be. But I'm really proud of you guys pushing through that uncomfortableness and making your calls. Do you guys have any questions about wording or anything that you might find useful for your calls this week that I can help you with over the next few minutes?
What if somebody tells you, oh, nobody ever comes to my parties?
Then the first thing I would say, because that is something I hear all the time, I don't have any friends and no one comes. Okay, so the first thing I would say is, that is my job to help get people to your house. So if you will listen to how I tell you to invite. If you listen to and let me partner with you on how to invite, then I can almost guarantee you're going to have a great turnout at your party. The reason they didn't have people come before was, one, they really don't have any friends and no one likes them, or they're a really annoying person. Like, that's number one. But more than likely, it's not that. More than likely, it's the fact that they were not coached and they weren't told how to invite. They need to be inviting more than one way. You need to invite on Facebook. You need to send out a text message. If you guys are not using Red Stamp, are you guys familiar with Red Stamp?
Red Stamp?
Yeah, okay, it looks like this. You see it? Yeah. Hold on.
Yes.
Can you see that, or is it too bright? There it goes. See the logo Red Stamp on the top? It's a free app. It's phenomenal. I love this because you can go on here, go under Invite, click on Invites. They're free invitations. So I can sit here and create in like 5 minutes a cute little invitation that I can then text immediately to my host. And I will tell her, send this out in the next 24 hours to 20 of your friends. Text me when you're done. And so it's a free way of sending out invites, and it's great too because it's a cute little invitation. So it's called Red Stamp. I would use that. I started using that too after my parties when I'm entering in the orders on my website. Before I move on to the next order, I created just a basic thank you Red Stamp. And let me see. I'll read it to you. So I created, so really basic little thank you. Looks like this. Thank you, like that. And it says, thank you so much for, thank you so much for your Pampered Chef order over the weekend. My business is only possible because of great customers like you. You are appreciated. Please don't ever hesitate to call with questions or concerns. I am here to help. Sincerely, your Pampered Chef Lady, Christy, your Pampered Chef Lady, with my phone number. So this week I started texting that to my guests that I met over the weekend, but also to the people who gave me outside orders, and I didn't meet them, but I wanted to say thank you to them. And it was it took me literally 30 seconds to send it, and I got a good response. 'Cause I don't always have time to call people back immediately after the party, but I can send out a quick text. So Red Stamp is a really great program to use to help with that customer service, to build up the customer service. Did that answer your question, Lori?
Yes.
Okay. That's how I would respond. And then I would say, give me an opportunity to partner with you, and let's see if we can make this party different than all others.
Okay.
That's what I would say. Because more than likely they were not coached. I have met people who are not friendly and they really don't have friends, and so they really shouldn't have parties. So I have met some of those, and you can judge them. You know, when you're talking to them, you kind of have an idea of how that person is. But I always still say the same thing and see what happens. Anything else? One thing that I want to leave you guys with when you're calling phone calls this week is make sure that if you are talking to someone, that you are very purposeful about when you leave the conversation. If they say, oh, I can't book right now, but maybe in the future. Because a lot of times that's what they say. Hi, handsome. That's what they say. They say, well, I right now it's just not a good time, but maybe in the summer. I always, even when I'm at a party, will pull up my calendar for the summer and say, okay, why don't we go ahead? Why don't you tell me when I can follow up with you in the summertime? So if you want me to call you beginning of June, beginning of July, I'm just going to put a little note here on my calendar that I'm going to follow up with you in the summer. Or if they said they want to book in the summer, I'm not going to let them go. I'm going to get a date on the calendar. So I'm going to say, okay, well, actually, my summer's filling up pretty fast. So what day of the week do you think works best for you? They usually will narrow it down to a couple of days. I'll pull up my calendar. Okay, well, actually, I only have 3 of these days left. Why don't we go ahead and pencil you in for one, and I'll just call you as we get closer and see if it still works. And then if we need to move it, we can move it. So even if they say later, bring it back to, yeah, later's fine, but let's go ahead and tentatively put you in the calendar because my schedule is filling up fast. Does that make sense?
Yes.
People will give that to you all the time. They'll give that excuse to you, and I don't take it. Like, when can I call you back? And I literally will, like, all right, I'm writing in my calendar right now to call you back at the beginning of June, because then they're giving me permission to call them back in June. So when I call them in June, I don't have that feeling of, oh, they don't want to talk to me, I'm annoying them, because they've already said, hey, Christy, call me back in June. Did you have a question? Go ahead.
Sorry. Yes, my thing right now is actually she's kind of interested in the business, but she thinks the prices are pricey. So, of course, I can, talk her into the party, because that's why you have them for free, And so she did a soft, thing and took a catalog around. Everyone's saying it's so expensive. Nobody wants to buy, blah, blah, blah. I just some suggestions on how to come back to that. I said kind of leave it up to me, but I mean, she loves the product, so.
Yeah. So she's probably handing her catalogs out at work and saying, hey girls, check this out. Oh, isn't this so expensive? Oh my gosh. And then they're all sitting around the same table, all going, oh my gosh, look at this pot, it's $230. I guarantee you that's what they're doing. There are some stuff online, and I don't know where it is exactly, but I'm sure you could Google it or jump on one of the Facebook pages. There is a page that says the percentage of products and the prices they are in our catalog. And I think it's like 60% or something like that is less than $40. So it's not, their eyes go and are drawn to the most expensive things in the catalog, but most products in our catalog are $10, $15, here's a spatula, here's a cookbook, that kind of thing. So what I would do is find that sheet. I don't know where it is, but I know you probably could Google it. Find that sheet and then just say, hey girl, I was looking at some stuff and I wanted to show you that over 40% of our catalog is actually under $20. And maybe tell her that and show her that and see if that brings down some of her fear. Because it's hard because she's already stopping it before it goes. And unless she just has to have a party and see, one of those things. But that's how I would probably approach her, is to show her actually the percentages of what is and what isn't expensive in our catalog. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, she even said, and I even offered for her to come to one of my parties, and so she's definitely interested in that. I think she just needs to see it in action.
Yeah.
I even told her, because she couldn't come to like 2 parties. I was like, well, how about I just come over, we'll have a play date, and we'll just play around with some of my stuff. So that's kind of how it works right now. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it in the right direction, but I'm just.
You are. You've also got to realize this person probably goes to Starbucks and spends $4 to $5 on a coffee at least once or twice, 3 times a week.
talks about how she has her husband. She doesn't like really need to work, but her husband, does some timeshare or something, but only gives her so much money. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, her folk, and that most people who complain about them, how much things are in our catalog, usually spend a ton of money eating out, and they spend a lot of money on Starbucks. So if the conversation continues and I'm in a conversation with them, I'll ask her, okay, so how many times a week do you eat out? Okay, so you're feeding how many people eating out 3 times a week? It's like $100+ on just 3 meals. When you buy one tool, you could throw in, you know what I mean? And I try to bring it back to what she's doing right now and may not be realizing how much money she's spending versus getting one investment piece that will save her so much time in the future.
It's kind of like calling them out, but nicely.
Yes,
making them
and it's only done if I'm in a conversation with them where I know that they're open to hearing, like me asking. If they're really put off, then I won't go that deep.
I mean, she's a friend. I used to work with her and stuff like that, so I can pretty much say things to her. But
you should be able to. Okay, so the call to action for this week, so write this down, girls, is hand out 10 or more of your mini catalogs and report back your results next week on our call. Continue tracking your contacts and your ratios in your notebooks. And again, it is 15 contacts a week outside of your show is what's considered a power hour. The reason I challenged you guys to do 5 days this week at 15 each day was because I know that your schedules are not where you need them to be. And so as you can see, the more people you call, the more bookings you get, the fuller your calendar will get faster. But technically, it's 1 power hour a week is really all you really need to do outside of your shows. But if you don't have shows, then you need to be doing more power hours. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I want you to do your K9 assignment. So once you have picked your PCU University training class, I want you to message on our group page for this which one you watched and what was the one nugget, the number one thing you got out of it. So you're going to post that on our group page. So as you can see, Sydney is not with us tonight. She actually flew on a plane today with Pampered Chef. They paid for her flight, and she is in Austin, Texas for the next 4 days, which is super exciting. So I want to leave you with this little inspirational note, is that last year, this exact same time, Sydney had just joined my team, and she went through this training class and said, I want to be a director. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do for this class. She did. And then this year, today, she's flying on Pampered Chef's dime for an awesome vacation for her and her husband. And so I just want to encourage you on that note that it is not rocket science. It is just dedication to a purpose and what you're doing. And you can do this. You absolutely can. And I'm excited to see next year this time who, one, will be walking stage at conference, but 2, who's going to be enjoying a vacation. I know you are. Enjoying a vacation on Pampered Chef. Because the vacation comes, Sydney and I were talking about this yesterday. Oh, that's cute. Sydney and I were talking yesterday about, okay, we have so many different things that we're balancing, or goals we're trying to accomplish and things. And I said, the trip comes naturally. If you're doing 6 to 8 parties a month, and you're adding 1 person a month, or even 1 person every other month, the trips come naturally. So you don't really even have to think much about the trip if you're focused on making your calls, getting your bookings, and having parties. Because then everything else over the next 10 months is just going to fall into place. So I'll leave you on that little note. You guys have an awesome rockin' week. And since Sydney is out of town, I'll stop that. Yeah, I see you, Lori. Since Sydney is out of town for the next 4 days, any parties that you have, over the next 4 days, please text me or call me. I am available this weekend, so I want you, after it's over, call me so we can do a quick recap on how your party went this weekend. So thank you again. I'm going to stop the recording, and then Lori, I'll answer your questions.